order.
Present.
Trustee Chong
Present.
and Trustee Land. From Hannah in Spanish, that option this evening for us.
You.
This is one of the Spanish interpreters. The audio is cutting off, so we're not able to hear the panel.
Not apparently not. Okay. Audience, thank you for waiting. I am going to view closed YouTube channel. Captions in English.
And again, this is a Spanish interpreter. We're not able to hear you via Zoom.
Captions in English. If you choose to.
This is the ASL interpreter. Your audio connection is very, very choppy. So I got, YouTube channel, and that's all I got from what you just said.
Same with the Spanish interpreter. We're not able to hear the host via Zoom, and also the interpreters need to be assigned for the Spanish channel.
Boot the system, everyone. Audience and the audience are.
We still can't hear you well. And it seems like we lost all connection. That's weird that we're still connected though. I don't know if you can hear us, but
I can hear you perfectly, Angela. I think the panel is not able to hear us because I have told them like 3 times now.
Should we see if they log back on?
They probably disconnected and then they're gonna reconnect because they know that they are not connected properly or something.
Should we stay on, you think, or should we?
Apologies, everyone. We're going to resume shortly. We're rebooting our device.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Thank you.
I will. Can you hear me?
I can hear
that-
you.
Okay, that's much better. Oh, I love that. I can see all thumbs up. That's so much better. Okay, well, sorry about that. Well, let's start again. Okay, I'll start with.
Before we begin, can the host please assign the Spanish interpreters to their channel so we can begin?
Yeah, actually, that's what I do right after what I'm about to say. So
Thank you.
I say it and then you'll see. Okay. All right. So tonight we have a team from Hannah Interpreting as our Spanish interpreters. For those who would like to attend the meeting virtually in Spanish, that option is available. Hannah Interpreting, would you please communicate for that for us this evening, and then we'll open up the channel for you.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session. This meeting will be providing interpretation in English and Spanish. If you're bilingual, you don't have to click anything. But if you're not bilingual and you're using your laptop, in a few seconds, you'll see an icon shaped like a globe at the bottom of your screen. Click on language interpretation and then select English. If you're using your phone or an iPad, then locate the three-dot menu in one of the corners of your screen. Click on language interpretation and then select English. When you speak, do so at a moderate pace because the interpreters are going to be simultaneously interpreting everything you say. A efectos de proporcionar acceso lingüístico, esta reunión contará con interpretación simultánea bidireccional al inglés y al español. Si usted es bilingüe, no tiene que presionar nada, pero si usted no es bilingüe y está en su computadora, busque el icono en forma de globo en la parte inferior de su pantalla, haga clic en interpretación de idiomas y después seleccione español o Spanish. Si está en su iPad o su teléfono, entonces busque el menú de 3 puntos o que dice More en una de las esquinas de su pantalla, haga clic en interpretación y después seleccione español o Spanish. Cuando hable, hágalo en español. El intérprete estará simultáneamente interpretando todo lo que usted diga. Gracias. Thank you.
Gracias. Okay. And you'll see the interpretation sign up. Thank you. All right. So if you wish to view closed captions for this meeting, please view the meeting on the San Mateo Union High School Board meeting YouTube channel. The link to the YouTube channel can be found on our website. You may view the captions in English as we live stream our meeting tonight, and you may view the captions in a variety of other languages if you choose to after this meeting has ended. Viewers may request additional accommodations by calling 650-558-2201. For our deaf and hard of hearing community, we have a team from Hannah Interpreting Services, and they will be interpreting our meeting this evening as well. We would like everyone to speak at a clear and a reasonable pace for our interpreters. Thank you. Am I doing okay? Yeah? Okay, good. All right. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Superintendent Booker, do you mind?
Not at all.
All right. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, there were no actions taken in closed session. Now we're going to go to public comments. If you are joining us in person and wish to make a comment about an agenda item or during the public comment section at the beginning of our agenda, please fill out this request to address the board form and submit it to our secretary. This form should be given to the secretary before the agenda item begins. If you are joining us virtually, please use the raised hand feature on Zoom to be recognized. When invited to do so by the board president for each item on which you wish to comment, you will be admitted to speak as a panelist during your comment period. The board president will call on you. Please note that comments are limited to 3 minutes. The board president may increase or decrease the time allotted for public comment, depending upon the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. Okay, is there anyone online that wants to speak?
No, President Lamb. Oh, I apologize. Yes, I have one speaker.
Okay, well, we are going to start with that person, and then we're going to go to the 2 that we have here. So who is
Jennifer Way?
Jennifer Way, can you hear us? Jennifer, you might need to unmute yourself.
She's coming now.
Okay. Jennifer, can you hear us?
I can now. Thanks so much.
All right. Okay, you are on.
All right, great. Oh, and my light is very bright. So hi, everybody. I'm just here as a Hillsdale High School English teacher and advisor to show my support for Empowerment Through Action. I'm really excited that you're going to get a chance to hear all the amazing work that this program at Hillsdale is doing. And I'll let my colleagues do a better job than me, but I wanted to just preview by saying that it's one of the most amazing sort of tier 2-ish programs that I've been involved in my 15 or so years in the district. So really looking forward to that presentation and really hoping that you all get to hear just wonderful stories about staff, certificated as well as credentialed, connecting with students and helping students develop leadership, helping students who normally aren't seen feel seen, develop a sense of belonging and a sense of leadership. So I just wanted to say hello to everybody and to preview that. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so we have two speakers. Cindy Skelton, come on up.
Board members, Superintendent Booker, my name is Cindy Skelton, and I have been the drama teacher in this district for 28 years, and I have my master's in theater. I'm currently teaching at Burlingame High School. I am here on behalf of the district drama teachers who couldn't be here because they are working on productions. Stephanie Wozniak at San Mateo can't be here because she is at a designer rehearsal for Mousetrap, playing next Thursday, April 13th through Sunday, the 16th. Michelle Lemire at Cappuccino is supervising a tech rehearsal for student-directed one-acts. Joe Huddleston is working on his musical at Mills, and Margaret Marshall of Hillsdale would have loved to be here, however, is observing Passover. We, the district drama teachers, respectfully request that the board add a new position to the district, that of artistic director, at each school site with a drama program, and provide this position with a one-period release. In professional theater, an artistic director oversees all aspects of the artistic production of the organization, such as assessing and selecting the performances that will be shown, recruiting actors and performers, setting production schedules, as well as managing budgets. Each of the drama teachers in our district is already serving as an artistic director by that definition. It took a new teacher to remind us of an idea we had tried to approach many years ago. Last spring, Stephanie Wozniak asked the question, couldn't we get a release period like athletic directors do? Thus began an ongoing conversation that we have been having and are bringing it to you today because we were advised that the only way to get this to happen is to continue to advocate for ourselves. We were also told that if other schools in our area offer a release period to drama teachers, that our case would be much stronger. And we can confirm that drama teachers in the Palo Alto Unified School District have a release period. This afternoon, I shared with the board and Superintendent Booker a document that outlines everything we drama teachers do to put on a successful production. We understand that the details of our work are not commonly understood, and truly a job description does not exist for what we actually do at our school sites. We have created this document to formally define those roles. Though each of us has been hired solely as an in-classroom teacher, essentially, in addition to this, we are each running a year-round nonprofit educational theater company and are only receiving compensation for a fraction of this work. Each drama director in the district has chosen to produce 2 to 3 fully staged main stage shows annually. We are given a $3,300 stipend to direct each production, but directing is only a fraction of what we do. Currently, we are not compensated for any of the work done to manage these after-school programs, and the stipends we are given do not cover the time spent producing these shows. In conclusion, we ask that you grant us compensation for our work in the form of a release period. Many of us have made the sacrifice to work less than full-time in order to achieve a work-life balance. Instead of giving up the drama productions, we have chosen to take a pay cut by giving up a class or two, but this is not sustainable. We look forward to discussing this further and answering any questions you have. Respectfully, the San Mateo Union High School District drama teachers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a reminder to the audience and our speakers that since this is a non-agenda item, we're not allowed to discuss it or answer and ask questions. However, we can refer to it and have it for a future board meeting item. Okay, thank you. Carly Peters. Sure. Careful. Yeah. Two.
There's two different ones. Oh, they're different. You want?
So whenever you'd like to start, you can, you'll have 3 minutes.
Hi,
My name is Carly Peters, and I'm a sophomore at Burlingame High School. I'm really excited to be here today because the San Mateo Union High School District is building a dashboard that highlights energy consumption and water use and just aspects of our district that affect sustainability. And today, me and my classmates, we're here to propose ideas for this dashboard and give a student voice about it. I know we have not a ton of time, so I'll try to go fast, but our mission basically is to educate students and staff in the San Mateo High School District about how our district is moving towards sustainability. And we want to do that by creating a comparative analysis between schools about energy use, which school is doing the most, which school is using the most energy, spending the most money on electricity versus fossil fuels. And that will fuel kind of a healthy sense of competition between schools in the district. We want to see also just this analysis about like water waste and electricity use just across schools and have it be interactive on the dashboard.
So an example of a model using this comparative analysis would be an energy overview. So we propose a section that would really highlight how the district spends money on energy consumption. Currently, the majority of our energy consumption is spent on resources from electricity and natural gas. And we propose a section that would report things like this. And then we also propose an analysis of what contributes the most to emissions, carbon dioxide emissions. And currently that's also primarily from natural gas and electricity. And then we also propose the creation of a progress module. And this would just really set goals that are visible on the dashboard and model progress with line graphs. For instance, a line graph that compares different schools using different colors. And then we also propose frequency updates in order to keep the module accurate to the times. And we propose that these frequency updates would happen every 6 months to 9 months to ensure that they maintain accuracy.
We also think that food waste would be a really important aspect of this. And for example, it would be really interesting to be able to know the amount of food waste by school, the amount of plastic that's used in food production, whether that could be switched to something more sustainable, and also the analysis of what different kinds of plastic is ending up in the bins, as well as the ratio of, I think we've gone over time, but yeah, as well as the ratio of like green to blue to black bins in each school.
Thank you. I'm going to ask if can you introduce yourselves? Because I have Carly, but who are you? Can you say your names? And I'm going to give this to the secretary over there. And if you could get your names on here as well, because it's important to have all of you on this. Okay. What's your names?
I'm Shally Sinha, and I'm a junior at Burlingame High School.
I'm Stella Wetton, and I'm also a junior at Burlingame High School.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you can someone will be in contact with you,
Yes,
hopefully,
for sure.
to communicate this.
We talked to Julie Coburn. I think she was at the last meeting. She proposed it. And
Okay. Well, definitely we'll have this contact and hopefully someone from the district will be in contact with
Yeah.
you. Okay. Thank you.
you.
Got to put this to the side. Moving on, we are at governing board comments. Any board members want to speak? Yes, no? Yes?
Oh.
And
does
it's up to
anybody
you.
wanna
I'm going to start. Jennifer, do you have anything to say? I'm just going to do the
Just-
traditional. I'm going back to
Sure,
traditional.
just really briefly, I just wanted to thank you. I guess the drama teacher already left. Thank you, students, for your presentation. Really appreciate you coming. I also just wanted to acknowledge the many holy holidays that we are celebrating this month, and acknowledge those holidays and how many of our families in our community are celebrating and observing holidays for Holy Month and Holy Week and Passover. That's all.
Thank you. Anyone, Trustee Chavez?
Thank you, President Land. I had the wonderful opportunity to attend. Bye, ladies. Thank you again. I had the wonderful opportunity to attend the meet and greet at the San Mateo Adult School with WASC, and that was on Sunday, March 26th in the evening. I'm sorry, that was a dinner. And then the following Wednesday, a few days later, I had the wonderful opportunity to attend the Report Out, the lunch, and it was great. They had great information, great folks there speaking, and I was happy to see Superintendent Booker there, and for the dinner, the meet and greet, Assistant Soup, Dr. Kempe was there as well. And then on Wednesday, I for the lunch, the Report Out lunch, Trustee Andrade Zuniga was there, as well as Superintendent Booker. So it was just a great time and a chance to meet staff, and also listen to the Report Out for the recommendations, as well as what's going really well. And so I learned a lot about the adult school, and I think it's a super important program. I know that Trustee Zuniga has a couple of things to say about that too.
Thank you.
All right. Trustee Griffin? Okay, no comments. Trustee Andrade Zuniga.
Yes, thank you. First, I wanted to start with a land acknowledgement that our students at Cappuccino that I borrowed from them. Let's see. Our district lies on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone. The Ramaytush are the original inhabitants of the San Francisco Peninsula, whose land was stolen from them and whose native language was lost because of Spanish colonization. As settlers on the stolen land of the peninsula, we should be, alongside the Ramaytush, remembering and honoring their ancestors and relatives. I guess I thank the first people, the Ramaytush Ohlone, for taking care of the land that we use now for education and activities. And our responsibility of caring for the earth is unique and personal to each of us, but should be rooted in allyship with the Ramaytush Ohlone, so we can work together to protect and preserve the land for future generations. I wanted to give some kudos to the Pride Prom that's going on April 14th. If people can sign up for that, they can go to our district website, www.smuhsd.org/Pride Prom to register. And that will be at College of San Mateo. So Friday, April 14th, 6 to 9 p.m. I also, along with Superintendent Booker and Trustee Chavez, also attended the Western Association of Schools and Colleges last week. And some of the takeaways that I heard, I was really blown away by a lot of the things that were presented to us. We have an amazing adult school. And one is that they have student ambassadors that work really closely with the students to create community and information, education, and just have like a strong sense of belonging. And they also are going to be part of a conference. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what it's called, but CCIE. And they will be hosting, it will be in Oakland all next week. So congratulations to our adult school. Tomorrow, the Latina Mentoring Program will be holding an event at the Mills Auditorium at Mills High School. It's called La Fiesta. And it will be tomorrow for April 7th at 5:30 p.m. And they're going to have food, and they're going to have some folklorico, some folk dancing. It's going to be a really good time. I also wanted to give some light to our wellness and just our different support services that are available to our board, and as well as our school staff. There is a meditation, I guess, session that is available to us every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 6, and it's free. So it's actually been really helpful to me. So I encourage people to take advantage of that. There's just a few more things that I wanted to mention. I did attend the OYE conference on Saturday, March 25th from 9 to 3 at Kenyatta College. It was pretty amazing. Some of the takeaways for me were just the sense of just being part of identity of Latinidad and just the community. It felt so good to be among just all of the different young people, all of the future things that they are going to be doing and all the things they're involved in now. It was nice to see different people from different districts. It was really nice. This week is the last week for the pop-up African American history exhibit in Redwood City. I really encourage people to see that. There's also an implicit bias training that the city of San Mateo is giving. The next one will be virtual on April 13th at 6:30. It will be on Zoom, and you can sign up on the City of San Mateo website. The ACLU North Peninsula chapter are still looking for youth for the Youth Advisory Committee. There will be the annual event at the end of the month on April 26th at 6:30 on Zoom. It is on the needs in the county for an armed response to mental health crises. So that'll be a really good panel. The Commission on Disabilities has the Youth and Family Committee that really needs some representation from our schools and families, along with the Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Commission, the Youth Commission, the Suicide Prevention Commission. There are a lot of commissions and boards that really need some parent, youth, and school input. So I also just want to say thank you to our Spanish language interpreter, our ASL interpreters, our IT folks that take care of us every board meeting. Thank you. That's it.
All right, thank you. I'll do quick, just a couple things. One, to honor, like Trustee Jacobs had said, there's a lot of holy days happening, and I just want to honor all of the religions that are celebrating, including Holy Week, including Passover, including Ramadan and Holy. I think I'm trying to include everybody. Hope I didn't forget anybody. Anyway, thank you. So moving on, there is no report for communications of trustees. We're going to go into a recognition of Autism Awareness Month proclamation. So I'll turn it over to Superintendent Booker.
Thank you very much, President Land. So this evening, I feel so privileged and honored to have one of our students here. This is Siddharth Das. He's a 10th grader at San Mateo High School, and he's going to be reading our proclamation on San Mateo Union High School District's Autism Awareness Month, April 1st through 30th.
All right. Hello, my name is Siddharth Das. I'm a 10th grader in San Mateo High School. I'm a special needs student in the district. I'm here to talk about Autism Awareness Month. The San Mateo Union High School District Proclamation, Autism Awareness Month, starting from April 1st to 30th, 2023, whereas San Mateo Union High School District is guided by the principle of inclusivity and its commitment to help improve the lives of all individuals in the diverse community we serve. And whereas every April, Autism Awareness Month is celebrated, beginning of the United Nations World Autism Awareness on April 2nd to increase the understanding and acceptance and foster worldwide support for those living with autism. And whereas in April, we strive to support Autism Acceptance Month, we remain steadfast in our commitment to provide inclusive, equitable access to service, events, and activities that support success for all autistic individuals every day at all of our schools. And whereas San Mateo Union High School District serves 124 students with an autism eligibility, representing approximately 9% of all students who receive special educational support services. We recognize that we must continue to innovate the delivery of interventions and services. And whereas we recognize that a lack of understanding of people with autism can contribute to discomfort and lead to systematic discrimination. We strive to ensure that our communities have continued education to increase their knowledge and understanding of the gifts and talents that people with autism can bring. And whereas many autistic individuals still experience gaps in employment and income, San Mateo Union High School District strives to support the meaningful development of post-secondary outcomes that remove the systematic barriers people with autism face in their daily life to meaningful employment, access to post-secondary options, and fulfilling social relationships. And whereas we are committing to support our students with autism to pursue their educational and career goals without discrimination, to live independently, fully participate in their communities, and lead to fulfilling lives with dignity and respect. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the San Mateo Union High School District hereby recognizes April 2023 as Autism Acceptance Month, with a commitment that today and every day we honor and celebrate autistic people, our students, educators, and families in meaningful and measureless ways that recognize the limitless contributions to our community that they make. Thank you guys for listening to my speech.
Thank you.
Thank you. Outstanding.
That was awesome.
Very nicely done. Anyone for the acceptance of the proclamation?
I'd like to make a motion.
Motion and seconded. So motion made by trustee Chavez, seconded by trustee Andrade Zuniga to approve the Autism Awareness Month proclamation. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. And I see you're wearing blue, so autism color for this month. Thank you. All right. Okay, moving on, we have the consent agenda item. Does anyone want to pull an item, or shall we approve the entirety?
I move to approve it.
Motion made by trustee Jacobson.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Griffin. Any removals? Seeing none. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Consent agenda is passed. Moving on to regular reports. Regular report of the superintendent. Superintendent Booker.
Thank you. That was very moving for me. So
yeah, it was cool.
I really appreciate that, student. Okay, so I'd like to take a moment to recognize the tragedy that happened in Nashville on March 27th, in which 3 students, 3 adults, an accused shooter all lost their lives in yet another incident of gun violence on a school campus. I'd like to thank the San Mateo County Superintendent of Schools, Nancy McGee, and San Mateo County Board of Education President, Beverly Gerard, for penning a heartfelt message to the community the day after this event. And I would like to share a few points they made in their letter. They so perfectly said what I was feeling following the event. They stated, quote, "Yesterday, America lost again. We lost 3 innocent children who were shot and killed at a school by a violent intruder armed with assault weapons. We lost 3 school staff members gunned down in their place of work while performing the noblest of professions. Once again, our hearts were broken, and this time for the families, staff, and greater community of the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, but also for the millions impacted by school shootings and broader gun violence in America. The future is for action. Our students, our education workforce, our school leaders, our families deserve change. We must talk about the impacts of gun violence across our nation, and we must act. Is there anything more important to secure a future than the safety and well-being of our children and our young people? We are not powerless, and we are not alone. Our young people are wise and profoundly insightful. Let's be sure we provide them with space to talk about their perceptions of safety at school, and let's listen for understanding and include their voices in solutions. I'm committed to my role in finding solutions, and our district will continue to partner with the San Mateo County Office of Education's Coalition for Safe Schools and Communities, the San Mateo County Health, and our district and site administrators, students, parents, community members, our police departments, our city governments, and everyone in doing all that we can to ensure that our schools and communities are safe. Our condolences to the Covenant School community, the greater Nashville community, and all the victims in gun violence. And I really appreciate, I have some of our members of our police department here tonight, and I appreciate you being here. I'm going to move on to the next topic. April is National Bilingual Multilingual Learner Advocacy Month, and this year's theme is celebrating diversity. Bilingual and multilingual learners are the fastest growing student group in America, and April is a time to celebrate and acknowledge their accomplishments, affirm the assets that they bring to the educational environment, and advocate for the resources they need to succeed in school and life. There are multiple benefits to being multilingual, multiliterate, and multicultural in today's global society. Knowing more than one language can provide tangible advantages in many areas, including cognitive, economic, educational, and social cultural. Benefits can include delaying cognitive signs of aging to earning college credits and getting a better job, just to name a few. During a recent spotlight on student learning, we heard that 64.7% of our multilingual learners graduate, as compared with 94% of students overall. As a district, we are committed to improving these statistics and the outcomes for our multilingual students so that they have every opportunity for success. Next topic. April is National Arab American Heritage Month. It's a time to formally recognize the achievements of Arab Americans and to celebrate Arab American communities' rich heritage and numerous contributions to society. The Arab American story is the American story, one of diverse backgrounds and faiths, vibrant traditions, bold innovation, hard work, commitment to community, and stalwart patriotism. An estimated 3.7 million Americans have Arab roots, according to the Arab American Institute, with ancestries traced to 22 countries in the Middle East and North Africa, including Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Palestine, Morocco, Iraq, Jordan, Yemen, Bahrain, Tunisia, Algeria, Sudan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and others. Today, Arab Americans live in all 50 states, with 2/3 residing in 10 states: California, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia. Today, the achievements of Arab Americans are reflected in the arts and sciences, in businesses and faith communities, in classrooms and hospitals, and in police stations, firehouses, and every single branch of the military. And so sadly, we also recognize that even as Arab Americans enrich our nations, many continue to face bigotry, prejudice, and violence, and we are committed as a district to fight these injustices. We are grateful for the rich experiences Arab Americans bring to our classrooms and workplace, and for the many contributions they make to our schools and community. My last topic, and Trustee Andrade Zuniga brought this up, but it's about our Pride Prom. And I'm really, really excited, and I'm grateful that our special ed director, Holly Wade, is here. She's done so much work with her team to put this on, and our partnerships with College of San Mateo and others. I just want to remind the board and community about our first ever Pride Prom scheduled for Friday, April 14th, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Holly Wade and other staff members have been busy planning and promoting the Pride Prom, an inclusive, safe, welcoming night to remember for 9th to 12th grade students who attend high school in San Mateo County. This is a free event, and it's going to celebrate and uplift our LGBTQ plus young people and advocate for the sustained and continued efforts in our county to build places where youth are seen and supported in environments free from hate and discrimination. We acknowledge and appreciate the dedication of our community partners in planning this event, including the San Mateo County Office of Education, the College of San Mateo, Coast Pride, LGBTQ Commission of San Mateo County, and San Mateo Pride Center. And we are thrilled and grateful For the outreach of community members who have asked to volunteer and to be a part of this inaugural event, those at home, if you're wishing to donate to this program, you can reach out directly to my office and we'll connect you with the right people. Students can learn more and RSVP by visiting www.smuhsd.org/prideprom. Thank you very much.
Can I
All
say
right.
something real quick, Trustee Van? I really appreciate your report this evening. Superintendent Booker, I think you touched on a lot of really great topics. So thank you.
All right. Moving on, it's the report of the District Teachers Association representative.
I don't believe we have anyone reporting this evening.
Okay. Moving on, the report of the CSEA Chapter 519 representative.
We don't have any other labor and partner reports this evening, President Land.
Okay. Moving on then to the report of the San Mateo Adult Schools Teachers Association.
We don't have anyone reporting.
Okay. I'm just going to make a comment that I'm surprised this is continuing to happen several meetings. I'm not used to that, so I'm wondering what's going on. I hope this isn't going to be a ongoing problem.
We are
ditto.
reaching out and
Okay,
adult
'cause
schools.
it's usually we-
CSE is out of town. Yes, they're in touch with myself. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So I just hope that we can get that back. Moving on, we're going to do spotlight on student learning empowerment through action. So Superintendent Booker, all right.
Well, I'm really pleased to have the Empowerment Through Action team here tonight. I'm looking around the podium there. I want to direct the audience online and at home to take a look at the board agenda. We've a brief board memo there, but there has a number of links. You can also go to the Hillsdale High School website to learn more. But I'm really pleased to have the group here. I'm going to have them come on up to the podium, have them introduce themselves. They have a presentation, Principal Gilbert and others. It's a big team, which is awesome. So thank you so much for coming. And please take it away.
All right.
President Land, members of the board, Superintendent Booker, members of the cabinet, it's our pleasure to be here. Over the past 5 years, this district has become increasingly brave and honest in dealing with the massive disparities that exist for the students who attend our schools. I've also been here for many years and heard the members of the board talk about doing something different, something new, some way to address these disparities, even calling for a moonshot, something dramatic. Well, what does that look like? We're here to talk to you about what it looks like to do a moonshot for a public comprehensive high school. You start with the idea of relationships, and you think about structures that support all students, small learning communities, looping, common collaboration time for all teachers, heterogeneous grouping, project-based learning. And then you have to pause and say, even that is not enough for all students, that the disparities and inequities that our students face are too great. And you have to be brave in asking yourself, what does it look like to support that 10%, the students who have been most marginalized? And at Hillsdale, that means turning our attention to creating relationships for students in a tier 2 model that we call empowerment through action. I am proud to introduce this team and have them talk to you about what it looks like to do a moonshot for these students. Rachel Lauderdale to start.
Thanks, Jeff. My name is Rachel Lauderdale. I teach guided studies at Hillsdale. I'm our MTSS Tier 1 coordinator and one of the executive directors of ETA. Thank you so much for having us and listening to our presentation. We hope to give you all the information about our program, and we were hoping to have more student voice so you can feel the heart of this work. And 10 minutes just isn't enough time to do all of that. We don't want to keep you here all night. So we hope that you watch our testimonial video and come visit our students on campus. Empowerment Through Action started 4 years ago with around 30 students and a few group leaders, and now has expanded to serve over 220 students with 30 adult leaders from our community. The goal of the district's racial equity policy and anti-racist work is to interrupt the racialized, predictable outcomes of our students most marginalized by our systems. ETA is a grassroots organization designed to address this goal and take it a step further to attempt to interrupt the predictable patterns of poverty and trauma by including restorative practices and trauma literacy focused on helping our students heal. Our systems and practices address the racial equity regulation items 1F and 5A that support restorative practices across a district to improve social and emotional skills for students and as a means of repairing harm towards BIPOC students. Our racial and gender affinity groups are spaces that create networks of support for our most marginalized students, as stated in item 5D in the racial equity policy. Said I was so confident with the clicker. We got it. I got this. I swear I teach classes. The majority of our students are first generation students. Some are first generation to our country, first generation to be college eligible, future college graduates, and high school graduates. We also have 40 of our English language development students in our groups. Currently, 15% of our student body is in an ETA group. The intention of ETA is to interrupt the racialized predictable outcomes for students by using the whole child approach. The district's LCAP goal number 3 strives to enhance and improve the social and emotional health of students through initiatives and activities intended to lower student stress and improve connectedness. Empowerment through action addresses this goal by providing students personal empowerment through a series of actions, through social emotional growth, academic growth, development of self-confidence and inner capital, social connection, and job and internship placement. My wonderful teammates are going to shed more light on these throughout the presentation. The impact of empowerment through action is the fostering of students' personal empowerment to reduce suspension and expulsions, increase feelings of belongingness and connectedness, increase graduation rates, and decrease chronic absenteeism.
Hi, everyone. So I'm go down. Yes. Okay. Not used to that. So hello, everyone. So my name is Alexis Becerra, and I'm the lead wellness counselor at Hillsdale High School. And it is my honor that I get to talk to you a little bit about how groups and circles are run. So students meet with their group mentors 3 times a month. And during that time, we ensure that periods are alternated to ensure that they're not missing too much academic class time. Group leaders had the privilege of being trained in trauma literacy and restorative practices. And with this, they're given the tools on how trauma affects us and our community, but also given the tools on how to teach students how to identify these types of trauma and how to heal themselves. So during our group meetings, we tend to focus on several items, and some of them are these. So team building. So we are teaching them how they can work together to build, gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm not normally nervous like this. Okay.
You're doing a great job. Don't worry.
Sorry. So teaching them how they can work together to achieve something greater. Gratitude. So shedding light, life is hard, and shedding light on everyday positive moments, small wins, small successes, these all are part of life, right? Social emotional. So teaching them coping skills and grounding techniques. And as a mental health clinician, this is important because these tools are not just for behind closed doors in a mental health office. These are tools for everyday life. Trauma literate activities. So utilizing activities that show them how trauma and stress affects their lives, but also their bodies, as well as strategies on how to address them. Academic goal setting. So chunking goals into over 6-week grading periods because small wins lead to large academic success. Celebrations, fun, we have a lot of fun in these groups. We really give students the space to be teenagers and shed light on their strengths as well as their creative sides. So personal growth and community building, teaching the students they are part of a larger community and utilizing these spaces to not only bring in community resources outside in San Mateo, but the community resources that they have on campus and helping them identify where they have their place in this larger community. All right, and so here is a list of our 30 members who are mentors, amazing and dedicated people. Some are teachers, principals, counselors, wellness counselors, classified staff, and different community members.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deshaun Mitchell. I'm the Student Success Coordinator at Hillsdale and alum. Please forgive me. I too am a little nervous. If you would have told me I was going to be standing in front of a school board 30 years ago, I would have said you're crazy. I can't express to you how honored I am to be here and speak about our Community Resource Center. Daily, I have the honor of working with students that have been marginalized and in some cases fallen through the cracks of our system. The CRC is created to be a was created to be a safe haven for all of our students to be their authentic selves. Monday through Thursday, we have a partnership with Study Time Tutors. They have been nothing short of amazing working with our future leaders after school. And on Fridays, we run incredible restorative circles as an alternative to suspension. With our students, we have a check-in and check-out process to help with their growth edge. Oh, this one. Let's see here.
You did it.
Never done that. I've never done that. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks to the San Mateo Police Activities League and the Institute for Teaching, we have been able to provide our students with such amazing enrichment activities. Many of our students are underrepresented and disenfranchised for participating in our school activities. Our enrichment activities give our students interpersonal skills that will empower their actions. Soccer and basketball are two of the hardest sports to make in high school. ETA has created a safe, competitive, and community to compete in the world they love and build their inner capital. Again, thanks to PAL, ETA has been able to expand across multiple schools in our district. ETA has created hip hop dance that will be performing at the PAL Gala at the end of the month. We have an entertainment and DJ class where students can learn the ins and outs of the entertainment industry. For our students that love fashion, we have a lifestyle wear group where students can design their own merchandise and manage ideas and work with clubs on campus. And for arts and creation and agriculture, we have created a workspace and arena where they can thrive in the area that they're passionate about. Lastly, our CRC Cafe is a small business in which our students learn how to be baristas and run their own cafe, and which is now open to our staff 4 days a week. Our enrichment activities are all designed for our students to believe and empower themselves. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sabina Lopez, and I am the ETA Job and Internship Coordinator, as well as the Bridge to Bridge Coordinator. So in addition to all that we've discussed, another empowering action that we try to provide students is by connecting them to job and internship placements. Our goal in ETA is that if by a student's junior year, they are wanting to work, that we can place them in a job in partnership with our local companies and organizations that we have been in connection with over the past year. Based on a student's individual needs, we provide support in all aspects of job and internship placement, from research to resume creation, application completion, interview training, and finally, post-placement concerns such as advocating for raises or management issues. We know, as well as most of you do, how fulfilling it is to begin a job and develop that sense of accomplishment and independence, but also how integral it is for it to build an adolescent's sense of inner capital and preparedness as they head off to their next adventure once they leave our campus. Again, in partnership with San Mateo's Police Activities League, we are extremely pleased and proud to present a new pilot program we have implemented this year called ETA Bridge to Bridge, where we will attempt to build a bridge for first generation 8th grade students to Hillsdale and then 12th grade Hillsdale students to either their college or career path. The ETA Bridge to Bridge program focuses on a grade 8.5 and 12.5 model where ETA hopes to facilitate these two crucial and educational and social transitions post-pandemic that we recognize now more than ever have been severely impacted. For the 8.5 model, we, with assistance from Abbott Elementary and their staff, have selected 36 male and female students and placed them into affinity groups that have been meeting once a week and will continue to do so for the rest of the year and hopefully for the next 4 years at Hillsdale High School. We also plan to have them visit campus once a month until the end of the year and participate in our summer bridge program that will allow them to connect themselves to resources and opportunities that will allow them to thrive during their 4 years here. One of them being
16 of them out of the 36 being placed into a guided studies course with our very own Miss Rachel Lauderdale. Our 12.5 model will be in partnership with CSM, and we will work with Sione Sina, their retention specialist, to connect students with assistance needed to thrive in their first year in college, as well as connect them with programs that are catered towards student success. CSM also plans to work with us to connect students to dual and concurrent enrollment courses that will allow them to jumpstart their academic careers. I love their faces. A goal of ours in ETA is to build and foster our students' leadership potential. And one of the ways in which we do this is through our Culture Keepers ETA Student Leadership Group. This year, 10 students were chosen to be the voice and face of our program. We meet weekly to discuss how they can use their stories to be a positive influence on others. And they do so by helping us co-facilitate our groups at Abbott and provide peer mentorship for struggling students at Hillsdale, particularly during our restorative circles on Fridays. I cannot express to you how proud I am of these 10 human beings and how wonderful it has been to watch them grow, not only as individuals, but as leaders as a part of our program. Thank you so much.
I'm going to have to lower it a little bit more. Thank you for having me. I'm Letty Cottrell, and I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator at Hillsdale High School. This is my first year here, and I cannot tell you how impactful and useful and rewarding it's been to be a part of ETA, and most importantly, the Peace Pantry and the Community Garden. We as educators, our goal is to create community, connections, and relationships. And let me tell you, this is all happening every Friday. Come to our football field, 7 a.m. There we are. Everybody from all kinds of walks of life are there. That's the community part. The connection. I connect with parents who come to volunteer. I connect with parents who are in need. And we all are together trying to achieve the same goal, which is making sure that none of our families have insecurities, food insecurities. And to me, the most important piece, relationships. It has been invaluable for me to stand there and greet every single family every Friday, and the smile on their faces, the gratitude. It fills my heart, it fills their heart, and it fills the heart of our school. I don't know what Hillsdale was like before because this is my first year in this role, but I love where it is at now. And we can't do this without the partnership of Second Harvest and our community, our volunteers. So if you ever want to have a big smile on your face and feel good about humanity, come to our Peace Pantry because you will get that emotion there. I tell families, los veo, los quiero, y aquí estamos para apoyarnos. We see you, we love you, we care, and we know that you see us. So thank you for this opportunity.
Nice.
Letty, that's hard to follow.
Right.
I'll close this out. Good evening. My name is Brett Stevenson, Dean of Students at Hillsdale. I work with Ms. Lauderdale as co-executive director of ETA. This is our gratitude slide. Gratitude is a big part of Empowerment Through Action. ETA is a grassroots community-based organization. Every community has the ability to close the opportunity gap. I cannot emphasize that enough. The opportunity gap exists more than ever in our school district. The poverty line for a family of 4 in San Mateo County is 148,000, which has an adverse impact on many of our students and families. The poverty line in New York and Los Angeles is 95,000, and the federal poverty line for a family of 4 is $48,000. The Hillsdale community is an example of what standing together can look like. ETA could not exist without the tireless effort of our community, which is made up of classified, certificated administrators, district office, Ms. Kempke, alumni, and community partnerships. We've been blessed to receive financial support and resources from the Second Harvest Food Bank, Each Green Corner, the Bohannon family, Stewart Chevrolet and Cadillac, IBEW, IFT CTA, UCLA through their MTSS seed grant, County of San Mateo, and the Hillsdale Foundation. I think most importantly, and we put the Police Activities League in the center of this slide, Chief Tracy, if you could come up for a minute, we just wanted to say thank you. A special thanks to the San Mateo Police Activities League for believing in our work since day one, and under the steady leadership of Tracy Unga, Kimber Joyce, and Chief Barberini, ETA would not exist without the support of PAL and our community partners. So Chief, we just wanted to say thank you for all of your support.
I didn't know I was going to be before you this evening, so good evening. I've been to the cafe. It's incredible, and so are the baristas. So I would encourage you to visit it. No, in all seriousness, our whole effort at PAL is based on relationships, as has been mentioned earlier, and our goal is to provide those opportunities to not only young people but also their families who otherwise wouldn't have access to them. So our goals align here. It was a natural marriage. I do want to commend, first of all, the staff that makes this engine run. I shouldn't be talking to you, Sergeant Tracy Younga should be, because she works tirelessly at this. But I also want to commend the decision makers and leaders for ETA as a whole. This is a tremendously courageous step that was taken, and there's a lot of risk involved here. So that should be noted, that people really went out on a limb to kind of try something new, and it was the in return on that investment has been incredible. So I commend them for having the courage and wherewithal to do that, and just thank you for the opportunity to be a small part of it. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Chief cleared up some speeding tickets that I had too. So thanks, Chief. Just a couple. Closing with 3 quick points. ETA stands for Empowerment Through Action, but ETA also stands for Estimated Time of Arrival. Every student deserves the right to arrive and meet their highest potential. Sorry, I get emotional thinking about this work. I went to Hillsdale too, so this has been home for a long time, and I think about this work all the time. Every student has a different estimated time of arrival. We cannot underestimate the power of relational trust and support of students and families. ETA is determined to provide every opportunity with unwavering support until that moment of arrival happens for every student. 2, in the spring of 2019, this school board graciously granted us a $30,000 innovation grant to develop a tier 2 intervention to support our historically underserved students. The grant was originally supposed to be a 2-year commitment, but was pulled in the second year due to the pandemic. To date, we have raised close to $700,000 to keep ETA and our Peace Pantry going. ETA is at a crossroads right now. We're thankful for the innovation grant. We're thankful to present tonight, but now we need the district's support to continue this work. Lastly, we want to invite you to come out to Hillsdale on Friday, April 28th. It's one thing to hear about a program. It's another thing to see a program up close. Meet with our students, meet with our parents, meet with our team. A lot of them are here tonight or watching on Zoom. Sit in a circle, perhaps Ms. Kempke's ETA group. Ask questions about where we are finding success and ask us, where are we struggling? Ms. Jacobson, I saw that you signed up to volunteer in our Peace Pantry tomorrow, and I just want to say thank you. It's going to be raining at about 8, so dress warm, but we appreciate your support tomorrow.
Be in my car driving the food.
There you go.
That's all right.
There you go.
But thank you. And most importantly, by coming out and spending time visiting ETA, it's an opportunity for us to be in community together and continue to strengthen our SMU HSD community. So thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you all. Let's give them a big hand. That's outstanding.
Question?
Should never be afraid of us. You guys did outstanding. I'm going to open it to comments and questions from the board. Anyone want to start?
I have some questions and
Okay.
First of all, I appreciate you all so much. I'm also a person that loves Hillsdale. But you all are one of the reasons why I'm so proud of this district. Just all of the people, your hearts and your drive and just like your dedication to our kids is super important. So I was like, where do I sign up? I want to be a mentor. So first question, what have been the percentages of the students graduating from high school now that since being in the program? And then I don't know if you have any demographical information to break down, but just in general.
Yeah. I can get you the data, like the breakdown data and the exact data, but I would say about 95% of our students graduate. Our goal is 100% of our students graduate from Hillsdale. We do have some students who continue on to Peninsula and graduate from Peninsula.
Cool. And then also, well, the GPAs, right? The increase in their GPAs, I'm sure it's around the same. And then what other programs, like just examples, maybe 2 or 3 of what other programs are also involved in ETA?
Like programs on school?
Or like programs or like other community organizations or like donate time to?
Oh, yeah. So IBU, which is the International Brothers of Electric Workers, is one of our donors, but we also have one of their employees working with us who's a community member, and they've been a partnership since the beginning. We have a new grant from the IFT CTA, the Institute for Teaching, and the California Teachers Association. As you all know, I'm the vice president of our Teachers Association. And so I am heavily involved in that community, and they've been part of this work.
Yeah, I know you asked for 2 or 3. I mean, I think the whole program is rooted in partnerships, right? So from PAL to Mi Rancho Market to Second Harvest Food Bank to CSM to Bohannon. I mean, you know, that by design, it is really how do we embrace the community and the work that we're doing at Hillsdale.
Awesome.
And truly, anytime like someone hears about the work that we're doing, like CSM or Abbott, they want to be a part of it. They know the impact that it can have on young people and how the impact in our entire community, not just Hillsdale. We hope that this can permeate not only in the Hillsdale community and near us, but throughout the entire district. ETA is a replicable program that could be at any school site.
Yeah, I love the pipeline. I love that there's something coming from middle to high school to college. I think that's super important. And then lastly, just how many have the students like become more active in their communities? Like, do you all have a connection to like civic engagement or like just being part of the school community, clubs, things like that?
Yeah, that's the hope. I think like we're really getting started with our Culture Keeper program, and we're really interested to see how that integrates with student leadership, with our Student Equity Council. How does this like new version of what our school community sees as a leader really get involved in the outside community? And like just come and watch our Culture Keepers in action. There's students that have never really felt believed in. And so when we first started the program, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm not a leader. Like, you see my grades, they suck. And so to show them what a leader looks like outside of what their grades are and outside the traditional form of success, and tell them that we see it in you. And then just watching them with the middle schoolers at Abbott is one of like the coolest experiences I think we've all ever had. And so in that way, yes, I think the next step is like, what does that look like in our larger community and more civil engagement?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Trustee Jacobson?
I'm really impressed. I'm so glad to learn more about this. You guys probably know my kids go to Hillsdale, and so I get emails and I hear, things about it, but to have the whole package presented to me gives me such a greater appreciation and understanding of what you guys are accomplishing and what you're about. And I'm really impressed with all the partnerships that you've acquired and all the funding, and I'm just really impressed. I can't say enough.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to innovate, way to, I'm a big believer in treating people the way that, as if they've already achieved the potential. And I think that's what you're doing. That's what I'm hearing from you. And I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Well said.
I'm excited to show up tomorrow and more Fridays. It's really
Even in the rain? Even in the rain? Yeah. Trustee Chavez.
I'm in awe of what you guys have, what you're doing. And I just want to ask if we can help other school sites, because what you've shown is very remarkable. And to have the student involvement and the student leadership and involving all the students, I think it's incredible. And I want to take you guys up on that challenge at 7 a.m. Is it always at 7 a.m.? Anytime at 8 a.m.? I'll try to get there at 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. every Friday, but particularly April 28th. That's the challenge, right?
Love to see you.
Okay, I'll be there.
We'll follow it up with a cup of coffee. So the 7 a.m. wake up call is a little easier after one of the
Right. So on April 28th, it's also 7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. Alameda parking lot. We'll be there.
Outstanding.
I want to give a shout out to Chief Barberina. So I'm from San Bruno where the chief used to be. So we're still sad that you left, but you left us in great hands. It looks like I'm following you. So don't just stay here. Okay. Cause I'm not ready to like transition to like another school board, so to speak. It's good. Great to see you. Thank you again for your presentation. I'm just amazed.
Thank you, Trustee Chavez. Trustee Griffin?
Yes, it's been tough sledding up here I would say the last few weeks, but sometimes it seems like the last few years, but I did enjoy the presentation, and I'd be interested, I'm really interested in the program. If there is data, maybe you could get it to the administration and we could have a little Friday read on, the kind of data stuff, that we're seeing. What are I think you said you had 30, I was writing down mentors, leaders. What are their duties? I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of everybody. I have to acknowledge some of the people up here that are involved.
Sure. So group leaders make minimum 3-year commitment to their groups. And they are trained in restorative practices and trauma literacy. And their commitment is to meet with their group 3 times a month, 45 minutes. And then those groups are really rooted in social emotional learning, goal setting, listening. That's a lot of strength-based work, really being the seer of our students' strengths, and then affirming each time that they're accessing those strengths to persist or accomplish a goal. Group leaders build that relational trust over time, and then they become kind of the nexus to the empowering action. So that could be an enrichment activity, connecting that student to an enrichment activity, connecting them to tutoring in our community resource center after school, connecting them with Savina to get a job within the community with a community partner. Starting to connect the student to the bridge program that we've just started with CSM. So that group leader is really kind of facilitating all of those actions. And then they'll see the student all the way through to graduation. We have 61 ETA graduates this class of 2023. And so we're pretty excited about that.
So, and this is a rhetorical question. Do you have enough group leaders, or could you use more? I'm not, I mean, yeah. No, I mean,
This is somebody who wants a job,
I know, Trustee Griffin.
but not in April.
I'm currently recruiting a minister for our church, tax season. I got plenty to do. But I can see that being something that a campaign could fulfill. I don't know, at some point, the optimal number, if you have too many, it's not going to work. You have too few, you feel like you didn't fill the need as best you could. I mean, is this the kind of deal that, oh gosh, if we had a few more group leaders, we could do great things?
I'm the wrong person to answer that from our team, because I'd say, yeah, we need another 20 group leaders. I think, to answer your question, honestly, supporting those group leaders is a lot of the work, right? And making sure that group leaders can commit for 3 years, that's a tall ask. That being said, I think there's a lot of potential within the community to support students. I think it's a longer conversation, what it would take to scale this. We have a lot of students that are on a waiting list for ETA because we have 30 group leaders at 6 to 8 students in a group. It's a longer conversation if we were to add group leaders.
So then if we could do something for you, what could we do to help you really make the program a success?
You did talk about that earlier.
Well, I was asking about the $700,000. We put 30,000 in the kitty to start with.
Look what you did. It was good.
Yeah, that innovation grant was awesome. It got this off the ground. I think when you scale, you have to think about how do we ensure with fidelity the resources we want to offer around academic support. That would require more tutoring. I think you have more students, you need to have more enrichment activities, for them to participate in. I think time to continue to cultivate the relationships with local businesses that would support our students with hopefully paid internships. That's the moonshot that we're looking for, summer paid internships and job opportunities. And so in order to do that, I think it's a lot of just time for our leadership team to grow and have the time and space to really facilitate more groups.
You know, you could have put that second tier of community partners up on the screen while you were talking and everybody get, you know, promotional time out of the deal. Because there
Maybe they'll donate more, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All good questions. I'd love to sit down and talk.
Okay, well, I don't know if I can find the 28th at 7 a.m. I'll
Anytime that day, you can come and check us
Yeah,
out.
no, I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, or anytime. And to go back to your points about data, we have both qualitative and quantitative data. We collect grade data for our students every 6 weeks. And so we'll have new grade data coming out this week because the grades were due this week. But we also survey our students both in the fall and the spring to get some more qualitative around like how do they feel on campus? Do they feel that they have a trusted adult? Do they feel belonging? And questions around social self-confidence and social capital. And so we can share all that with you. We'll do the spring surveys in the next month before they graduate. And
no. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So I just have a few.
okay. Yeah.
First, I'm going to tell you that I am fanboying your school so much. I'm just, so as a middle school principal, I am just in awe of the inspiration and the moonshot thinking. I mean, I remember back when we were doing the innovation grants and that's exactly what we were thinking is how can we think outside the box? What could we do? And tied to the pandemic, the social emotional needs of our students is just so obvious. And when we talk about equity and we talk about how do we reach the at-risk learners and all the things that you've mentioned, it's truly inspirational. So all of you leadership wise, I am just in awe and inspired. Couple of things, you know, you mentioned one thing that I really want to learn a little bit more about is the alternative to suspension, the circles.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me how that works? Because to me as a practitioner, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great question. So one of our goals, and we've been working at this for a while, is when a student causes harm in the community, we want to implement restorative practices. And so we have a Restorative Friday program where students will come into the Community Resource Center for 6 period on a block day, and they stay till about 3:30. Our student success coordinator, Deshaun Mitchell, facilitates the circle, but we really work through what's called a 4A protocol. And students have to develop first some awareness around the behavior that caused harm in the community. The second A stands for acceptance. They have to be accountable for the behavior. The third A stands for action. What is the compassionate action that they're going to take to restore the harm? And then the fourth A is assessment. It's a feedback loop. So student really works through with our wellness counseling team, our guidance counseling team, our student success coordinator. And at the end of the 3.5 hours, they have a growth edge. So for example, you know, Brett has an issue with profanity. My principal reminds me of that. My growth edge for the next 30 days, I'm going to really think about not swearing. And so then that student will check in with our student success coordinator once a week for just a check-in. What's your growth edge? I'm working on reducing my swearing. Great. How'd it go this week? I did okay. I'm struggling here. Great. I'll see you in a week. Remember the tools that you have. And the hope is that you change behaviors by bringing awareness, not suspending, not applying punitive discipline, but generating that awareness. And so what we're finding is that we're not having a lot of recidivism when a student commits an act. And we can go back and talk about, you know, hey, how is that going? What was your growth edge? So we're finding success with this program so far.
It just sounds outstanding. It really does. So I'm doing a plug too. So as part of the San Mateo School Boards Association, we do Kent Awards. This is a Kent Award. If you can. I'm sorry, Jeff, to put some effort on you, but we should apply and
we applied for it last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But they didn't do them. So it's not that we didn't.
right.
They
So
didn't do them, yeah.
we got to get you this year. So you need,
Love that.
let me help you out with that.
Okay.
Sure.
Not only are you part of the San Mateo School Board Association,
Yeah.
you're the president of the
Yes.
San.
I didn't want to go down that road,
Well,
but anyway.
You're talking to the right person about the Ken Awards.
Well, anyway, it is replicable. I think that's important. Anything just, I mean, almost like I'm going to email Jeff and say, Jeff, I need that 4 A's because I need that for my school. But the one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that vertical connection that you're making, the bridges to bridges. That to me is just, as a middle school principal, is just so amazing, because we search for high school kids to come to tutor, to help out, and for you to do it with automaticity and just have it that way. And just, it's going to be once a month, and that connection is just so wonderful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, moonshot thinking, you're so amazing. I just think that's outstanding.
We did invite you to the 28th, but on Tuesday, we have all of our Abbott middle schoolers coming on campus for a shadow day, and they'll run groups on campus. They'll shadow in some of our classes. We'll play a little bit of kickball, make some glitter jars. And so like, it's kind of a whole day event to get them on our campus for the first time since starting Bridge to Bridge
What's the date?
on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Couldn't tell you what the day is.
Oh,
What day is
next week?
today? Yeah.
Oh, my spring break.
Oh.
No. So I do apologize. Being a teacher, being a principal, I can't get out sometimes and leave my stuff, but I would love to see you guys in
It would be
action.
Tuesday,
One of these
the
7 a.m.s, I might just be a little late
Yeah.
to school and just visit you, because, but again, that parent connection as well. So
Right.
I don't want to take any more time, but I just want to say you guys are amazing. And I just really thank you. And as president of the board here, whatever support you need, just let us know, because I
Yes.
think this is a program that needs to keep happening and growing.
I like how you mentioned
Alright.
the Kent Awards.
I really
Yeah,
need
because
that.
you're the
okay?
president of, you know.
Anyway, thank you all so much.
you.
Really.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, so looking at our agenda, we are now moving into Division of Human Resources Personnel Consent Agenda. Dr. Black.
Yes, thank you. We have the 3 items on HR consent, personnel actions, the adult school transfer of 2 students, and an update to the salary schedule for administrators and managers, adding the position of associate manager of mental health programs that was approved by the board last June.
Okay,
So that's a
thank you, guests, for coming. Appreciate it.
I just have
Thank you.
one correction. for
Correction or question?
Yeah, on page 4, Sabrina Bracini Lopez, his name is misspelled.
Okay, we'll correct
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Now move adoption.
Yeah. I'll
Motion made by
second.
trustee Griffin.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Andrade Zuniga. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next item.
Somebody locked the door.
Yeah, hey,
All right, sorry.
we're done
That's
with the
all right.
motion.
And we already voted.
I know, when I heard
Yeah,
it, we all
yeah,
voted yes. Okay, moving on. I am truly fanboying, okay? Get over it.
I know.
Let me,
Well,
let
I'm
me,
excited about the
let me
Kent
just
Awards.
go, wow.
And I'm
okay?
excited about the Kent Awards, if
Alright.
we can get that.
So, so we did the personal consent. Now let's do human
Transfer.
resources.
Yes,
Dr. Black.
okay, we have.
Transfers. Oh, yeah, we did.
Sorry?
Oh, no, I was just questioning.
No, this one's now the addendum and
Yeah.
the non-reemployment.
Yeah. So, okay, the addendum, we have one retirement recognition, Randall Calvis, our campus safety specialist at Aragon High School, is retiring at the end of the year after 10 years and 2 months in the district. That's the only recognition
Okay. Is this one
for
full-
approval.
For approval, all of
Yes,
these?
the
Okay.
addendum.
I move to approve.
Okay, trustee Jacobson makes a motion to approve.
Second that.
Seconded by trustee Griffin. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. That brings us down to future board agenda items.
No.
No,
No, President Land, there's,
Resolution.
resolution. Oh, okay, sorry. Resolution of non-employment. So it's still you.
Yeah, okay, so
You got 2 more.
Okay, each year the district hires temporary teachers, and the ed code requires districts to personally notify the temporary employees that they're on a 1-year contract and that there's not a guarantee of a job the next year. We have 50 individuals on temporary contracts. I've met or will meet with each of them, but the ed code also requires a resolution indicating the same, and this is that resolution.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
So what would constitute someone not being reemployed? Like, what are some of the reasons?
So there aren't reasons for them not to have a contract next year, other than they're on a 1-year contract and it
Okay,
terminates at the end
just
of
the
year.
contract. Okay.
Yeah, and we're limited to the number of temporary contracts we can have, that it has to equal the number of permanent teachers on leave. So we have 50 individuals, but the FTE is less than that because some of them are part-time.
Thank you.
Sure.
I move to approve.
Okay, motion made by trustee Andrade Zuniga.
I'll second that.
Okay, seconded by trustee Chavez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion carried 5-0. Okay, next one,
Okay,
girls
thank
flag
you.
football.
Yeah, this is girls flag football. We have
right.
a quick presentation, some comments for you. The district is proposing to add a new sport to our current 22 sport offerings, and that's girls flag football. As stated in the board memo, the state's Interscholastic Federation voted to make girls flag football an official sport in California, so districts have the choice to add the sports to its offering. The district has a board adopted process for adding new sports, and it has 10 parts that are explained and responded to in the memo. Part of it also requires the approval of the Athletic Directors Council, and then that would be followed by the Principals Council. Both of those bodies voted unanimously to approve the sport and recommended to the board for approval.
Great.
The cost of adding the girls' football is approximately $50,000 to $60,000 annually. The first year was similar cost in subsequent years. And we have 3 people to talk to you today. We have an athletic director, Jeff Scheller from San Mateo High School, a Burlingame High School parent, Chris Ardito, and a Aragon student, Naila Blake. And each of them will have some brief comments for you. We'll start with Jeff Schiller.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad I didn't have to immediately follow that presentation. Thank you. So my name is Jeff Scheller. I'm the athletic director at San Mateo High School. Thank you for being here. The setup, I haven't been here in a long time, so this setup is amazing. Great job. So girls, I'm speaking on behalf of all the athletic directors here. Girls flag football has becoming one of the most, the fastest growing sports in the country. Early February, California Interscholastic Federation voted unanimously to recognize girls flag football as an official sport. As Kirk said, allowing districts, sections, and leagues to decide if we want to offer the sport or not. We feel it's a great opportunity to get more females involved in athletics. And also, this is a new sport to everyone. There's very little club influence, so you don't have the haves and the have-nots. It's a more equity standpoint. This would be a fall sport. There are less fall sports that conflict, so we wouldn't be, competing for female athletes. Facilities are more available. Winter and spring are especially Stadium Field is pretty impacted. Games would be on Wednesday. We're kind of toying Wednesday super site. So you'd have multiple teams competing on one field, mainly for officials, not necessarily the facilities. Games are approximately 1 hour, so 20-minute halves, 5-minute halftime. And then, from a coaching standpoint, coaches are always, it's a challenge to find, but I think, we all think with football, the excitement around it, and then also the crossover with traditional tackle football, there's a lot of coaches that are available to jump in.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Please.
Hi, I'm Chris Ardito. I'm representing the parents. I have a daughter at Burlingame High School and who is an athlete. And for many of the reasons that the athletic directors have come together and asked for this, I wholeheartedly agree. I've been involved also in coaching youth sports for a long time, and there's a big disparity of sports for young women when they get to the high school level. If they haven't played club, they tend to stop. And I've also worked in corporate America for the last 30 years, and there is a big need for more female leaders, and it starts in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is we end up, 90% of the women who are in C-suite roles in corporate America have been athletes, myself included. So I would like to pass that along, and we need more opportunities for these girls to be playing. We need more opportunities for them to be playing sports that aren't necessarily something they start when they're 3. And there's so many reasons to do this. I'd also like to make a plug and to the athletic directors and to everyone here, when it does come to coaching, I'd like to remind everyone that there are a lot of female coaches out there, and just because they haven't played football, they know football. And just like there are men who are coaching female sports that they have never played, I think there are a lot of strong women coaches out there that should be coaching flag football. And I would implore you to look for those coaches who are coaching other women's sports, who can easily cross over and be mentors for these young women, because unless you have been a teenage girl, it's very tough to understand what a teenage girl needs. So with that,
Thank you.
thank you.
Cool this down a bit. So hi, I'm Naila Blake. I'm currently a junior up at Aragon, and in relation to Aragon athletics, I'm on the varsity girls basketball team, and I also announced JV football for Aragon. I've been raised in a sports family for as long as I can remember. I still know my granddad yelling at the TV watching the Cowboys play, and even more specifically, I've been watching football since I was really, really young. And once I got to the middle school level and saw that there was a flag football team and it was co-ed, I begged my mom to join, and much to my disappointment, I wasn't allowed to play because of my mom's concerns about playing co-ed and playing with boys, which I understood the safety aspect, but it's still something that I wanted to do. And at the time at Bayside, there was only one other girl who was interested in playing and who had a similar story, and both of our parents had us play volleyball instead. Moving into Aragon, I decided to continue with the sport that I had been playing, which was basketball. I ended up quitting volleyball because, as these two mentioned here, that's one of the biggest sports with club participation, and I didn't play club, and so I didn't feel as though I would be able to compete at the high school level. Now that flag football is getting approved, our athletic director, Coach Sell, held a meeting about flag football to gauge the participation level. And if I remember, it was about 20 to 30 girls that showed up. And out of the few that I talked to, they also shared similar stories of wanting to play when they were younger and not being able to. So more than anything, I just want the board to acknowledge what opportunity lies in front of you guys right now to be able to approve this sport, and as they mentioned, get more girls involved in high school sports and become our next leaders. So thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that presentation.
Yes.
Entertaining a motion.
I'll move.
I have a
adoption.
question.
Moving for adoption. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by trustee Chavez. Now I can ask
Okay.
questions.
Sorry. I thought we had to do discussion.
No, we can do it either
Motions.
way. I just started it, so
okay.
needed to finish.
Sorry. So are there going to be cheerleaders cheering for the girls team too?
Great question. I don't see why not.
Since it doesn't overlap, so
Yeah,
right. So,
right.
Sweet.
Mhm.
And then will there be like a partnership with the I guess the football boys program as well, like with banquets and things like that?
I mean, I think that's each school's, decision making
Boosters.
on that. Yeah, I think it just depends. Every school is a little bit different. Burlingame, I've heard there's like they can have two teams like that. San Mateo is going to be one. Every school is a little bit different, so I think it would kind of leave it up to them.
This is awesome. We had, when I was in high school, we had two girls that played on our football team, and for one of them, it was just like a game changer. Yeah.
So I've done a lot of research and things into women's sports and leaders and all different types of things. One thing I'd ask for you to consider is that this is flag football, girls flag football, and then there's tackle football.
Right.
And it's synonymous to baseball and softball. And they're two completely different sports. They're different skills. They're different sports. They both are football, but they are completely different sports. So I guess, and I love the questions about cheerleaders and this and that, but I think this is an opportunity for girls flag football to establish itself. If you do even more research, the NFL is pushing girls flag football.
Yeah.
And I mean, across the nation, it's a sport unto its own. So I think it's a nice opportunity for women and girls to be able to establish something that is theirs and they own, and let them develop the culture of it. So
Right,
I would
right.
ask that you consider that.
Yeah, no, and I just meant in terms of equity. I mean, if there's going to be something for the boys, it's not fair that the women wouldn't have the same, like soccer, right? And pay and all that.
Yeah.
So I totally get it. And yeah, I see the differences. It's just the point of having something that wasn't available to women that is now is valuable. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you make a really good point that
Yeah.
it's a separate sport. Because again, my daughter was softball forever, and it's a different sport. It's different skills. It's different, and it's become in college and it's developed. And so I totally agree with you that how to build that culture. And so I think
Right.
that's important.
And there are rules, the preliminary rules for CIF, they're very specific. And as to your point, it's very different. Contact is, trying to eliminate contact altogether from a safety standpoint. But yeah, it's a great opportunity my point of what they brought up as well is just the opportunity from the ground up.
Yeah.
And this sport is being brought back to the district because we had this back in like late 70s, early 80s, except it was not an official California sport. There's certain sports that are not recognized by California. So
That's interesting. I didn't know that it was a sport in the district way back many years, right? This is so exciting to have another sport for our female students. My daughter, one of my daughters last year, she played varsity basketball for 4 years and also track and cross country. And they're tired of hearing me say that she beat a track record last year at CAP that held she broke the track record that was there since 1979. So I was very proud of her. But I think that this is an amazing opportunity, and the more sports that we can put out there, more choices for our girls, I think it's great. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this is
great.
Truly foundational, I think. So
For
we have a
sure.
motion by Trustee Griffin, a second by Trustee
Yep.
Chavez. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried 5-0. Thank you.
And thank you
Congrats.
for coming
Thank
and
you.
presenting.
You
Thank
know,
you.
I was one of the 146 people who voted for this, so I think Coach
Hey.
did too.
That's
Yeah.
great.
When we had the meeting that I report on that nobody listens to,
Aw.
See, he does stuff, lots of stuff. Anyway,
the CI.
CIF.
Yeah.
CIF.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. We are now getting to the end of future board agenda items. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Any future agenda items?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
I don't know if it could be an agenda item, but in terms of the letter that was sent to us about the services or even just programs and things like that we have for LGBTQ plus students, could we get maybe a report of the things that we do just to highlight that our district is very inclusive? And then I guess still on the agenda, a conversation with Superintendent McGee. Mhm.
Absolutely, easy enough.
Thank you.
I also one thing that was left off, the items that are coming up is the DLAC presentation, which will be on April 20th.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to ask about that. One of the things I was thinking about, and I'm not sure where we can put this, but there has been some email exchanges about mental health and the counselors. I'm wondering if at some point we can get an update, either on board or just through the letters or through our updates. And maybe start with the updates and then.
I was gonna ask for that.
Yep.
There's a flurry of material. I need to read all that, figure out if I still, there was so much
Right.
stuff that came through that I need to read it to catch up on where we are in that.
Right. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Good
Thank
meeting.
you. Great meeting.
Thank you.
Meeting's adjourned.
That was a really
Wonderful
good
evening,
meeting,
everybody.
y'all.
Huh?